ladies and gentlemen, to the most popular podcast that's ever existed in the history of mankind.
This is not the most popular podcast that's ever existed by mankind.
M-Class Email.
Yeah!
I'm glad we got the lawyers to put that in.
They made us do it. They were like, you guys have to do this. And we're like, fuck you, lawyers!
And then they edited it in themselves.
Yeah, because they get final say.
All these lawyers we're keeping around with our fucking bankroll we're making.
I fucking like should have been a lawyer. There's like I know we just did our first episode of the court cases,
yeah.
You know, but I think I would have been a really good lawyer.
You think so?
Yeah, because I'm a bastard.
There's not a whole lot of opportunity for dick jokes being a lawyer, though.
Isn't there?
Not if you want to win your fucking cases, there's not.
I think I would win all my cases.
I think you'd be disbarred pretty fucking quick.
Nah.
Nah, I'll be okay.
Nah, I'll get out of this one. I'll beat this rap.
So on this program, we read your emails and we answer them. That's it.
It's pretty straightforward. It doesn't require a whole lot of explanation.
Fuck you. I'm Jeff.
Fuck me, I'm Josh.
And our first email comes from Rich. Who says, "Afternoon, Trek gentlemen."
It's actually 2 in the morning.
Damn.
Wait, it's 1 in the morning, sorry.
You're just pulling the fucking curtain back these episodes.
That's normal time for me, though. That's like 1 in the morning for me is like 6 o'clock p.m.
That's pretty much how it is for me too. I don't go to bed until like 3 or 4.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
I don't know why the fuck I do that to myself.
It's the worst, I know. It's terrible.
Sad I missed the Kevin Cole episode, but I'm sure he'll be around again sometime.
Yes.
If he's there, hey Kevin. If not, damn it, Space Cole.
Damn it, Space Cole.
Idea for a new theme.
Oh.
I'd like to see double episodes where you could dissect the best and worst displays of a character. We actually put this up to a vote because I read this email ahead of time.
Shit.
But I put it up for Worf and for Kira. And neither of them won. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I was hoping like for Kira because I think that would have been more fun. Worf when he's bad is like just the worst. He's just an idiot. We could have picked any episode from season 7 of DS9 and just rolled with it.
Yeah.
He's pretty shitty.
He's mostly just in the background being an asshole during those episodes.
There's also that episode of TNG when they go to Deep Space Nine and he goes off on his own like Klingon adventure to the planet where he thinks his parents are.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's pretty shitty in that episode.
That's true. He's just a giant asshole when he's shitty.
He finds out that the girl, that super hot Klingon girl, is half Romulan, and he gets like real turned off. And it's like, you're a dumbass, dude.
Yeah,
that girl's beautiful as fuck.
She is absolutely beautiful, and you're also like a fucking bigot. So stop it.
You're also super racist.
Rich gave us some examples, which I'm not going to get all into, but the one he pointed out for Data is to talk about his absolute objectivity about his own existence and ultimately his inherent uniqueness and measure of a man, which we're going to be talking about in this collection.
Oh, yes.
Coupled with his complete idiocy in breaking the Prime Directive to have his first pen pal in Pen Pals.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god.
He gave a lot of examples like that.
Oh, that episode is so dumb.
And he finishes off by saying most of these worst traits are actually understandable and justifiable, but make for great discussion points.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out with this email that the next time we go up to vote for collections, we will still have some of this idea as a choice.
It's a great idea, yeah.
Because it's really good.
Idea.
And I wanted to give that to Rich. It's Rich's patented best and worst collection.
Best and worst.
Not anything
not
like
best
that.
Of the world, yeah. We're not stealing it from that way more popular show.
Way more popular
better than this show.
Oh. As always, love you guys in the show. You guys are the double axe handle of podcasts.
Oh my god, what a compliment.
In the style of giving myself a Trek rank, regards from just a plain simple tailor, Rich.
Oh, Garrick.
I love Garrick.
Garrick. We could do one for Garrick too, because
Yeah.
there's episodes where Garrick is just. Oh God, I don't think he's ever been bad. I don't think Garrick's ever done anything.
Their
like.
episode, like the episode, I don't know, that's a really good one too, where he's like coming off the drug,
Yeah, but
and he's
still
like a monster
Garrick.
in it, but he's still
He's
like
still Garrick. Yeah.
he's so good.
Yeah.
It would be hard to choose a bad one for him.
I did, dude. What's his name? Andrew Robinson, I think is his name.
Yeah, I think so.
That guy is Garrick.
His best role though was as the snotty police officer in Cobra.
Cobra.
Where he just shows up and he's like, Cobra, you're not following the law, you're fuck up, Cobra. And then at the end of the movie, Cobra choke slams him through a desk. That's his entire reason to be in the movie.
There's a lot of that in Deep Space Nine. There's a lot of like 80s B movie character like stars.
That's true.
Max Grodenchek, who's
Rom.
Rom, who it was what was he was I keep wanting to say Rumpelstiltskin. But he was
fuck.
What the fuck? It's like a fuck. I'm looking at
Just look it up. I'll move on to the next email.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, he was Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah, he was Rumpelstiltskin.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck yeah.
Our next email is from Asim, who says, "What up, Trek boys?
Trek boys."
After watching Solo, a Star Wars story, I was thinking about future prisons.
Okay.
What's the state of prisons in the Federation? We know that the ships have brigs, which is mostly used for temporarily containing the odd case of space madness, but we never hear about prison asteroids or whatever.
Yeah, they don't have, like, the Federation doesn't have asteroids.
They have penal colonies, though, where you go to work.
Yeah, so, like, Paris is in one.
Yeah.
Tom Paris.
It's
It's kind of like a minimum security prison.
yeah, it's like a rehabilitation center more than it
Yeah.
is a prison, because,
It's
like...
if anyone's ever seen the Swedish version of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the main character goes to like a Swedish minimum security prison. It's a lot like that, where it's just kind of like a apartment.
Or if you've ever seen the television series Longmire, which you may or may not have heard anyone ever mention before on this program. It's like the minimum security prison that Sam Poteet goes to.
Oh my god.
I know
That's a deep
everything
cut.
about Longmire.
That's a damn hell ass deep cut.
So yeah, there are like penal colonies in the future. They even mention them quite often in TOS, but they're very minimum security facilities where you just like work to rehabilitate yourself.
Yeah, there's no... I'm gonna assume that there's no need for, like, a lot of elaborate walls when you can just, like, beam somebody back to prison. Like, there's not really a reason for it, you know?
All of this talk of jail gives me an idea for another list. The Good Behavior series. A TNG, The Hunted. I really like this one. There's a society which imprisoned all their genetically enhanced soldiers after some war.
Yeah.
DS9 Hard Time, O'Brien's Mind Prison, which is like one of my favorite DS9
that's
episodes.
a goddamn great episode, yeah.
It's fucking like, it's painful to watch, but it's so fucking good.
Cole Meany is, like, on fire in that episode. He's great.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. He's such a good actor. TOS Dagger of the Mind, which is a really good one, and maybe shed some light on 23rd century prisons and rehabilitation.
It's just a sex prison?
Sign me up. Voyager The Shoot, meh. Enterprise Canamar, also meh.
Canamar, yeah. Canamar is, it's alright, because they're, like, on a it's like a, what's that movie? Fucking, oh my fucking god. Nicolas Cage. Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
The Rock?
The Rock. Not The Rock, no.
No.
The one, my hummingbird.
Oh shit, I don't know.
My daddy comes home on July 14th. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Are you talking about Con Air?
Con Air. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Canamar is Con Air, which I think Canamar means Con Air in
Oh no.
ancient Vulcanese.
I don't want to watch Con Air but Enterprise.
Yes, you
Dude,
do.
did I ever tell you that they like at my college they had a film class that you could take to like make short films in the art department.
Okay.
And some friends of mine had me do videography and like a few extra parts where they recreated shot for shot the ending of Con Air. And they had
The ending?
yeah, the ending where like his like son, he like gives the teddy bear to his son, and his son's like,
daughter,
I got
yeah.
his daughter, yeah, and she's like, I got a picture of you,
Oh my god, what a random
and it was
piece of
so
art.
fucking funny.
That's some performance art shit right there.
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
Fucking hippies.
They have like a dude with a mustache and beard like playing the daughter like on his knees on the ground.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway. Also, I watched the first episode of Discovery. Haven't gone any further yet, so this all might be moot. But one thing I noticed is that the show seems to have a main character in a way that all other Treks before them haven't. Just another
Yeah.
feature of Star Trek that gives it flexibility. I'd hate to see that gone in Discovery, but we'll see. Thanks for making
Yeah.
a great podcast.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away for obvious reasons, but I'll just say, yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument to be made that the captain is the main character of all the previous shows, and in TOS that's
Yeah.
true. But it's
Yes.
not true in any of the other shows.
No. Maybe in Enterprise, maybe it's also a little more true. Although the show is very heavily T'Pol and Archer. Like those are the main characters of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it might be more true in Enterprise, now that I'm thinking about it. But like TNG, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager is about every member of the crew.
Everybody, yes.
Like, every episode has a different main character.
Right.
And Discovery doesn't work that way. Maybe because it's a prequel, and like, if both Enterprise and TOS are both
Maybe
very
because it's not
character-centric.
very good Star Trek.
You know, you got a point. You bring up a very good point.
You know, you make some good points, Josh.
That's why I keep you on the podcast, even
Yay!
after the Patreon started.
Oh no. Our lawyers are rapidly calling people right now.
They're rapidly calling each other, starting the litigation ahead of time. Our next
Jeff
email.
gets the teddy bear on weekends.
Our next email is from Kyle,
Hi.
who says, "Greetings, Jeffy P and Josh Kosh Bagosh."
Oh man, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Jesus, nobody's
Great
ever called
job.
me Jeffy P, but I guess
Jeffy P?
it's like a Cliffy B thing.
Not even when you were going through your early 90s rap phase?
No, it's Jeffy P in the place to be. Went to St. John's University.
There it is.
He then types, I have to do the sound effects for this. K-Dog McGrizz coming at you with some more hot takes and cool comments.
Oh my god, this email's hype as fuck.
I humbly recommend you do a series on some of the writers of Star Trek. That was not in the same hype level
That
as
just
the
shifted
previous
gears.
sentence.
I just shifted like all kinds of gears.
Perhaps showcasing the best examples of each individual writer's work. It would give you guys the opportunity to talk about their individual styles of writing and how they shape the series as a whole.
That's a good one. I will say this though. There's a lot of writers for Star
Yeah.
Trek.
The thing is, like, most of the writers of episodes of Star Trek maybe wrote, like, 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, that works with the movies, right? I think that's kind of like what we did with the movies. Like, because we talked about Ronald D. Moore writing 7.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
think
that's
he wrote
something we
8
might be able
too.
to get into, though. Is, like, if we can find, like, 2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes for a writer, we could do, like, a mini collection.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough with Star Trek because Star Trek is written by, like, a lot of people typically
Yeah.
also, you know? There's a
Um,
writer's room and shit.
That's something we'll put into consideration, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a good one.
Also, have you guys thought about extending the scope of M-Class emails to include the subreddit? I personally, and I assume many others, prefer writing a comment to composing an email. It would help inject some life into the sub. A little trade secret, neither of us have absolutely anything to do with that subreddit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a mod or anything, so I don't know. Like...
I don't even know if I'm a member of that subreddit.
I saw it. I saw it today. Does that count?
I didn't know it existed until like a while ago.
I looked at like the front page, which is usually just strewn with porn, and I was like, "Oh, M-Class Reddit. Oh, neat."
Like the last time I looked at it was a while ago, and it was completely empty. So I don't know.
It would be nice to use it. We do get a lot of emails though, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I really want to have like a second source of emails.
Yeah, maybe at some point if
I know a lot of people aren't big into sending emails. Like outside of this show, I don't send emails. So
yeah, I don't like email.
But it is a very convenient place to just have all the questions. Almost
too convenient. I'm being serious because it's like you could just type a million things.
Finally, if you could add any character in the Star Trek universe to any scene in any film, who would you pick and why? Keep up the good work, Kyle.
Data goes to the Beastmasters universe.
Holy shit. That came out so fast. You were just like, I know what I want.
I was just thinking of the two most ridiculous ass things that I like. Beastmaster, Data. No, I don't know. That's a really
like a
fucking
porno.
Good question.
Just any porno scene, right? And Data to be in the background, just watching and just like tilting his head every so often,
looking. And I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, I knew exactly. Processing, dude. I don't know. That's a really fucking good question. I don't know.
I've already got the scene I was just thinking of, by the way, where Kirk is trying to cross the road and a car almost hits him, and he says, "I'm walking here," because that actually happens in Star Trek 4.
Double dumbass on you.
Double dumbass on you.
It's so good. That does happen in Star Trek.
I kind of want to make a T-shirt that has like a very like 1980s font, and it says "Double Dumbass" on it.
Yes. Oh my god.
And it has like a multicolored like silhouette, like continuing silhouette below it, like it's moving. Double dumbass.
Oh, I'd buy the fuck out of that.
I'll look into doing that. I've got a new shirt coming soon, by the way.
I know what it is.
I've got one you don't know about too. I got two.
Wait, I don't? Oh, there's two?
Yeah.
That's it. I need to know.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell everybody here about the shirts that are coming.
Okay.
Number one is the John Larroquette Fun Fact of the Week shirt that has him as a Klingon.
Yes.
So we don't get sued.
Yeah, we can't get sued for that one.
And the other one is a request from Boston Sean Dupree, who commissioned me to make it and said I could turn it into a shirt in a month.
Nice.
And it is the Enterprise D as a boombox flying through space.
That's fantastic. I want both of those.
Well, you can get them on our shirt shop, which you can find conveniently a nice link for at mclasspodcast.wordpress.com.
Do it.
Get our shirts. We still got Trek Boys shirts. We still got Shirted shirts. And we got the M-Class logo shirt.
My cousin got a Shirted shirt. So
I saw that. Cool. I love that he's repping it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the email, Kyle, and also for the very convenient spot to whore.
Commercial over. Next email.
Our next email is from Will, who says, "Hey there, Trek boys."
Hi. I love you on Stranger Things, Will.
Oh, yeah, same guy. I was listening to the podcast and thought I'd look up Gene to see what else he worked on.
Roddenberry?
Yeah, Roddenberry. The third host, Gene.
Wait, there's been a third host?
Yeah, you can't hear his audio?
Oh my god, it's like a Fight Club. I'm getting Tyler Durden right now.
Looking through the list, I was reminded of a couple shows from my childhood that I remember watching occasionally with my dad. Earth Final Conflict, in particular, was one I remembered for the aliens and their cool, kind of biological-looking technology.
Yeah.
I assumed that those were terrible.
There's also Andromeda, right?
Yeah, he
which
mentions that.
Yes.
But I was wondering if y'all know about Roddenberry's name and how it got attached to other projects, like Andromeda, which came out a bit later.
Yeah, he was dead when Andromeda came out.
Yeah, he was apparently dead when Earth Final Conflict came out. He died 6 years before it even aired. So,
like, my guess would be, like, Star Trek at this point was, like, rip roaring. Like, it was, it was, like, people loved it. It was a success. And, so he probably had these ideas written down for shows, and then they were like, well, let's make these shows. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure it was, like, shit he just had sitting around. And they
some
found
spec
it.
scripts. Yeah.
I would imagine, like, Majel Barrett probably had a lot to do with it.
Probably.
Like, he wanted to make this before he died, but he didn't have the chance, so...
Yeah.
I watched a little tiny bit of Andromeda because I thought it was going to be like Hercules in space.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo's in it, yeah.
But it wasn't the first episode.
Andromeda reminds me of late 90s sci-fi channel, which is not good.
I have like a nostalgia for that. Like, what really reminds me of that is Lex. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, Lex reminds me of that. What really reminds me of that, though, is Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, yeah,
on,
for
like,
sure.
A Friday night.
For sure.
Oh my God,
dude, I used to
that
fucking watch Mystery Science Theater like fucking constantly.
Yo, I was obsessed with it. I would come home from jazz band competitions and it would be like really late, like 1 in the morning, and like I would just stay up and like watch that show and be like, yep.
We've talked about this before. That was one of those things that's like everyone's asleep. You got all the lights out, the only light in the room is the TV, and you're watching the show. It's so like kind of low budget. And
so good.
They're talking directly to you as an audience member that it feels like it's almost made for you.
It's perfect. It's a perfect idea.
Yeah,
it really is.
It felt like you're seeing like a signal that's being sent to just like certain TVs or something.
Well, it was that punk rock like TV feel where it was just guys in like Minneapolis making a cable access show, which is exactly what it was.
Yeah,
like,
and that's how like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, felt to me when I was a kid and stuff.
That's how early Adult Swim felt.
Oh yeah,
it was like nobody's watching it. Like right before people really started watching it, it was like, this is for me.
That's kind of how like when Toonami first started. Like that's how the whole Cartoon Network channel felt when it first started.
Well, it really felt like that because not everyone had Cartoon Network.
And it felt like that especially with Toonami because, like, Moltar hosted it, and it was, like, super, like, sort of lo-fi, low-budget.
Even with, like, the popular Cartoon Network shows that were, like, huge later on, like Powerpuff Girls, like, you couldn't... It was, like, Cartoon Network was, like, the HBO of cartoon channels. Like, nobody had it.
Dude, like... I don't even remember how I got it. It was just, like... It was a fluke that I ended up with it. And I remember... I was like, all they show are like fucking shitty cartoons,
Hanna-Barbera,
like Quickie Koala and shit.
Yeah.
And then like they were like, well, it's the month of June, and you know what we do now? We play Bugs Bunny cartoons for the entire month.
Oh my God!
I got my first erection. So I was like, fuck yeah, Bugs Bunny!
Yeah, man. Oh, I love Cartoon Network. I loved Dexter.
Yeah.
I have some really like personal memories associated with Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
that I'm not gonna go into here.
I do too. It's like there's just that. It was a time and a place. Like we're old people, so we have this like nostalgia boner for shit. But like, there was definitely a time and a place when Cartoon Network was just starting, and it felt like
it was great.
You were like onto something that other people weren't. That was
you
like,
were a part of a club.
It was like a small club type of thing.
Yep.
Sorry for the tangent, Will.
I hope that answers your question.
Will says, anyway, I really wrote to point out that by my count, 13 of the 110 productions that Gene Roddenberry has a writer's credit on are Trek pornography, usually credited as based on characters created by uncredited. So according to that, over 10% of his legacy is of the skin flick variety. Which is a super John Larroquette fun fact of the week for you, right there. I love that.
I didn't know we were going to have, like, statistics tonight. I wasn't ready for that.
I just thought you'd like to know. Thanks for the great content. Really top-notch. Will.
Thank you, Will. That's really good.
He PS's that the Patreon page mentions a Discord channel, but I can't figure out a Discord link anywhere. Am I being blind? You should have gotten one. If you like check your rewards on Patreon, it should be in there. And if it's not, shoot us a message on Patreon and I'll get you a link.
Yeah.
PPS, I am at, probably shouldn't say that. I'm this person on Twitter, and you're still assholes for that Terra Nova stunt. Dude, we got so many people. Still, people are getting got.
I really think, like, I don't know how we keep, like, getting... I don't know.
It cracks me up. Like, we got a comment earlier tonight on YouTube of somebody being like, this was hilarious, but my drive to work today was very quiet.
They just, like, leave it on. Like, they don't turn it because they're driving and can't turn it off. Oh, man, that's so good.
I'm super not sorry, everybody.
That's totally worth it. April Fools.
Our next email is from Joe, who says, so what Star Trek race do you guys think would taste the best? Like, if you were on a deserted planet with one of each, and you had no food, and the only phaser, and only one phaser, who would you Donner Party first?
I mean, which race do you think looks like the best turkey when I'm imagining eating them, right?
What do you see as a walking sandwich, like a walking wiener with legs?
The walking Dagwood, right? It's always a Dagwood or a turkey.
He did title the email, I'd eat a Klingon.
Yeah, I would say Klingon, because...
He says, I think Vulcans would be pretty bland, and the Borg and Dominion races would be gross, since I doubt they're engineered with taste in mind. The Breen might be okay, but I don't really like cold cuts.
I don't...
The Gorn might be okay, but I'd go Klingon, seeing as I think they taste like kangaroo and be pretty nutritious.
They're full of muscle, so it'd be a lot of red meat, so...
It's true. I'm probably not going to cannibalize.
Yeah, I don't know if I would eat a Klingon.
Like,
I mean, I know
it's a sentient people.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to do that. But
I gotta say, Klingons are probably, like, if you get like a Worf, right, where he's like, he puts on a little weight as time goes on, but he's still real ripped.
Yeah,
that'd probably be good eating.
I would definitely not eat a Bolian. They look like they would taste like blueberry blow pops.
You don't like blueberry blow pops?
I don't like blow pops.
I wouldn't eat the Borg because they're fucking rotten meat zombies, dude.
Yeah, they're zombies. You won't want to eat that. That's all gristle. It's a lot of gristle.
That meat has definitely gone bad. I don't know.
Do not drink the beer. The beer has gone bad. Tastes fine to me, man. What movie's that from? Do you know?
Fuck, it sounds so familiar.
Fucking, you know what it is. Can't hardly wait.
Fuck. I would have got there. I wouldn't have got there.
I love that movie.
I wasn't going to get there. Like, I couldn't remember it for the life of me. But,
I goddamn love that movie.
Klingon's probably a good answer.
I would go with Klingon. For whatever reason, they just, like, kind of look like they would
They look like a better turkey when I turn them into a turkey in my brain.
That's what I thought, too. Like, they look like a turkey to me.
He says, anyway, keep on space trucking. Chief Petty Officer Joe.
Oh, Chief Petty Officer. That's his real rank, I'm assuming.
Our next
Is he one of the ones that has a real Navy rank? Is that?
I don't think so. I know somebody who listens to us in the Navy. Our next email is from Charles.
In charge.
He is in charge of our days and our fuck.
I bet he's never heard that before.
As always, thank you guys for the podcast, and I'm looking forward to what the Trials collection will bring. Although you're missing out on the classic.
Overruled.
A true comedic genius, folks.
Sustained.
Although you're missing out on the classic The Menagerie, but that would be a repeat of a lot of The Cage, so it's best if we go without old Beep Beep.
Old Beep Beep.
I was thinking about The Menagerie, but it's 2 parts, and it's also just The Cage cut up a bunch, so...
Yeah, it's just like a flashback episode, right?
Instead of a pitch it or ditch it, I figured today's email would be full of facts.
Oh my.
For how interesting.
How interesting. That's George Takei doing John Larroquette.
I want George Takei to say how interesting for our podcast.
I bet we could get him to do it. I bet we could.
For example, TNG had a famous wardrobe change, but did you see when they changed uniforms in Enterprise?
When do they change uniforms in Enterprise?
Starting with Season 3, the Velcro straps on the belt line vanish, and they have an elastic strap sewn on in the back. I used to be in the Navy, so I actually wore a set of these. Maybe this was the person who had the rank.
Yeah, they're very naval. The uniforms are very naval.
The Velcro ones tend to get stuck on the love handles, so that's probably why they changed.
Nice.
Did you also know that the first cast member to write an episode was Walter Koenig?
I did not know that, but he does love Star Trek.
He wrote The Infinite Vulcan, which you may remember as the one with the giant Spock.
Oh, that's the fucking animated series.
I'd like to end this off by trying to get Josh to say certain things. Grand Nagus Zek.
Quark.
Drink Sluggo Cola.
Slimiest cola in the galaxy.
Rom.
Oh, brother. That was terrible. That was a bad one. Oh, brother. It's got to have a little
that was
shakiness
perfect
in it.
And lastly, John Larroquette.
How interesting.
Thanks a lot, fellas. Like. Charles. I love that you just did it. You were like, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Slimiest cola in the galaxy.
I fucking love that fucking commercial.
Our next email is from Yakub, who titled his email, I could probably store my passwords here. I don't read the email titles out on the podcast very often. Apparently they think I don't see them, because they sometimes will sneak things into them and think I don't see it.
Oh, yeah, no. But I mean, yeah, like, you're not going to read the email title, right?
I should have waited one more month, right? So he would store his passwords there.
Yeah. Just to see what he did.
Yakub sent us a script.
Oh my god!
Yakub walks down the stairs to a living room with broken playthings scattered all over the floor.
Oh my god.
On the carpet, there are 2 children playing with the few remaining unbroken Starship models and action figures.
Too scary. Children are scary.
Yakub, what happened here? What's with all these wrecked toys? The children rip off their masks and reveal themselves to be Jeff and Josh.
What?
They look at the camera. Jeff and Josh simultaneously. Did someone say, Trek Boys? The laugh track plays. The M-Class Podcast logo appears.
Holy shit. That's like some like creepy like Tales from the Crypt shit going on.
And then we both look at the camera and go,
Crypt Keeper.
In Court Martial, I was wondering why Kirk wasn't paired with Miss Shaw against the grumpy bookworm lawyer, but it played off really well.
It works really well.
Given the story of this episode, wouldn't there be a precedent to disregard computer logs in future cases? If they can be accessed and tampered with by a records officer, they're basically useless. What do you think were the steps taken to ensure logs are true? Is there a canonical answer?
Not that I know of.
There's not a canonical answer, but I would imagine that steps were taken to where you can't tamper with them no matter what.
Perhaps, or perhaps it's like a lie detector test where like it's a means to finding evidence that is more valuable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they don't use it as like the be-all end-all.
Yeah, lie detector tests are not admissible in court. So I would assume that, like, just like civil rights wise, like probably a computer wouldn't like a sensor log wouldn't be either.
In our time, we have like the black box recording that's completely like if you tamper with it, it's automatically if you open the black box, there's automatically a tell that shows that it's open.
Yeah, yeah.
So I imagine it's like that.
I mean, I know also like we have like video footage that we can use in court too, but like I don't know.
Actually, what comes to mind is that there's a record that the record keeper keeps and like edits together like for log entries and shit.
Right.
And then there's just a black box that records at all times.
Right.
And if you have, like, if you use it in court and there's any thought that there may have been tampering with it, then you use the black box version.
Right, you use the other one. Yeah, I mean, I guess they would be able to use it. I'm not sure, though. I mean, it probably rarely comes up, honestly.
I think computer logs come up in an episode of TNG.
Probably.
But hopefully that answers your question.
With all the time, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things that happen to the computer where it, like gets, like, sentience, and then it, like, it's just
I was about to say, it fucking
shit.
gains sentience quite often.
The computer is like, I'm alive! And you're like, God damn it, computer!
Fucking again?
Come on, Enterprise D!
Keep up the good work, you beautiful men.
Thank you.
Yours court-martialed, Yakub, Ensign of Sciences.
Nice. Thank you, Yakub.
Good luck with that court-martial, dude.
You'll make it. I have a feeling.
Rich sent us another email, but I read the old one.
Oh, you fucked it up.
Anyway, the fucking he had a fun thing, like the DS9's hosting a ceasefire after the Dominion Wars.
Okay.
And all the species are at the Accords, and there needs to be drinking games. You gotta match drinks with the delegates.
Okay.
So what is your poison of choice? Canar,
Ugh.
blood wine,
Ugh.
Romulan ale, spring wine. I guess I should. He has like specific things for each of them. Like Canar is a bad vintage, so it's so thick that it looks like
fish oil,
motor oil, and smells like fish sauce.
Yeah, I always think of it as like being really disgusting. Like, it looks like it's disgusting.
Blood wine, a warm barrel of blood wine will literally wreck your shit. Worst hangover ever.
It's like double whiskey. It's crazy.
Romulan ale, the blue bomber, is illegal in the Federation, and it's easy to see why. Can make a Klingon warrior drunk at a wedding reception. Spring wine, probably the tastiest, but likely to get you laughed out of the room.
It's a little too sweet. I always think of it as like a Chardonnay or something.
Snail juice, the stuff your cat coughs up, looks more appetizing.
Yeah, I'm not drinking that.
Saurian brandy, twice as strong as whiskey, and can get Scotty and O'Brien drunk with a couple of glasses.
That's Aldebaran whiskey.
And there's also a few lines of Ketracel White you could snort in the bathroom. Spring break?
I'm gonna do some K White off of a titty.
Oh my god.
Davo girl titty K White. Here we go.
I'm gonna go with Saurian brandy. I want to get fucking smashed.
I want some Aldebaran
quick.
whiskey. It looks like it tastes like watermelon.
Aldebaran whiskey?
It's the green shit that Scotty drinks.
Oh yeah, that stuff does look good.
It looks pretty good.
I think I'll take that.
It looks like maybe it tastes like an apple teeny.
That wasn't a choice though.
I know, but I'm making my own choice.
Fucking, this man makes his own path in life.
I'm gonna drink pure wormhole sauce.
Oh my god. If out of the choices, I'm going with Saurian brandy.
Saurian brandy? I also would go with Saurian brandy.
Love you guys. Plain and simple Taylor and proud patron, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
That was too fun. I had to do that one.
That was a good email.
Our next email is from Phantom Thief Goofus.
Oh, I remember Phantom Thief Goofus.
Hey, like, here's something I noticed, right? Is that people, when we first started getting emails, always said you or you guys.
Yeah.
But now they all say y'all.
Because you say y'all.
I'd never say y'all until I read it from you guys.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like you're saying y'all because like they're saying, dude, it's weird.
The only time I ever say y'all is when I say, how y'all doing?
That counts.
I hardly ever say that though.
I don't think I've ever heard you say it, honestly.
Yeah. Hey y'all, how's it going? I hope it's going well despite, the country being on fire.
Yay!
Has it ever not been on fire?
We didn't start the fire, that's all I know. The Baby Boomers'
was
whiniest rant song. We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning.
It's
since
not
the
our
world's
fault.
been turning.
we didn't do it.
We didn't start the fire, but we're definitely throwing fucking Saurian brandy on that shit.
We just poured gasoline all over it to speed it up.
Oh, by the way, big fan of that time that Longmire performed an ancient Native American ritual to cure his daughter of car crash. Which I think is a joke that Kevin made on Science Friction.
It's really funny.
It is really good. I have a question about sci-fi as a genre.
Okay.
Do you prefer hard or soft sci-fi? For those who don't know the difference, the way I think it's defined is the balance between the science and the fiction. Do you care about the science? I know I don't. Give me that retro futurism and space lasers. I know the past was kind of shitty and awful, but something that I appreciate about those past chumps is the hope that things can be better in the future, something that seems to be in short supply as of late. And there's something about that 50s aesthetic that I like, even if the cultural perceptions of that era are the results of propaganda made to keep women down and out of the workforce, meaning that specific slice of Americana certain people are so hard-pressed to get back never really existed in the first place.
Spider-Woman. That's where the Spider-Woman comes from in noirs.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
No, that's a great, I don't have a preference. I think both are really good. One of the things that Discovery does well is they will put in some like pretty decent science in there.
Yeah.
Also, the new Lost in Space does that really well.
It does.
Where they're like, here's some real science.
I haven't
like,
finished the new Lost in Space, but I have liked what I've seen.
It's pretty good.
I'm on
but
episode 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind like when something's like science fiction-y though. Like that's fine as long as it's done well. I don't care if it's believable to the universe. Then we're good.
Yeah, I can take both of them or leave both of them depending on how good they are. Like sometimes I'm in the mood for like a more hard science fiction-y kind of thing. Like
right.
I always think about Dead Space. Did you ever play any of those games?
I played the first one, I think.
Yeah, the first and second games are really good. I wasn't a fan of the third one, but like those games are like you're a fucking like engineer. They just sent you there to like fix shit.
You have like a torch. Like that's what you have.
You have like a torch cutter as your weapon.
Yeah.
And like everything aboard the space station is like 100% fucking normal. Like you get from place to place on the space station in like a subway.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I'm also like a fan of like fucking, I don't know, like crazy ass space shooter shit. Like maybe like Star Fox or something where nothing makes any sense.
Oh god.
But
I love Star Fox.
I do too.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
But like,
I was obsessed with N64. I was obsessed with
it. Dude, I can quote every fucking line from that game. I played it so much.
Good luck.
Like my absolute favorite character in Star Fox is Andrew. Who's Andross's nephew who got the job through nepotism.
Oh god, Andrew.
He's fucking like, Andross's enemy is my enemy.
My enemy. Yeah. Oh my god.
Uncle Andross.
That's really good.
I fucking love that guy.
That's a really good Andrew. I didn't think I was going to hear an Andrew impression today.
I also love the guy you fight in level 1, who when he dies, he's like, Andros, I failed you.
Oh god, I want to play it. I want to play it so bad.
I want to play it too. Man. Like I'm like, my point is though, like I can take or leave whatever. I love sci-fi as a genre, and I love what it can do on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I don't have a preference either way. So
he does ask where we would put Star Trek on the science to fiction ratio.
Oh, I don't know. I would need like bookends. Like I would say Star Wars is way on the end of
it's
the
like
fiction.
It's the fiction side.
It's actually it's like a fantasy.
Yeah, it's like it's space fantasy.
Right, it's space wizards and shit. So that would be on one end. What would be like the hardest sci-fi, like science
shit,
fiction?
I don't know.
That's a tough one. Like Alien, maybe. Like,
maybe they don't really get a whole lot into the science in that.
they
It's
don't
just a lot
get
more
into the
grounded.
science. Yeah, it's just a lot more like there's just a scary monster.
Not
So
to
I
talk
don't-
about video games again, but have you ever played the PS4 like Alien Isolation?
No, I never play that.
The entire game, like, it was made like a couple years ago or whatever, and
Yeah.
the entire game looks like the technology from Alien.
Yeah, I think somebody. I mean, but it probably was Luke who played it. He's
Which-
the one who plays like all the games.
Which, like, I love that. Like, I didn't get a whole
Yeah.
lot into the game because I was doing other shit, but,
Right.
like, I
See, that's
absolutely
not a
love
game,
the
but-
aesthetic in that game.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Star Trek. I don't know.
I would put it, like, if it would be much closer towards science,
Yes,
but I wouldn't put it, like, it would still be a good breadth away from it. Because there's,
Right,
like,
if-
giant faces in space and shit.
right. If 10 is Star Wars and 1 is whatever is hard science, I would put Star Trek at like 4. Right.
Yeah, like a 3 or 4.
A 3 or
I'd
a
put
4,
it, I'd
yeah.
put it there. And it waffles back and forth between 3 and 4 as
vacillates,
well.
Yeah. Oh, my phone told me to go to sleep.
It's fuck that shit.
It said go to sleep, and I said fuck you.
I don't have a pitch it or ditch it in this one. I'm sorry to deprive the people of my wacky space pitches. I have to go lay down and reconcile the evils of mankind now. Bye! I'm sorry if this email was too long or sad. Phantom Thief Goofus.
No, that's a great email. Thank you so much.
Or is it Phantom Thief Goofus? Mirror Universe goatees are perfectly shaveable after all.
Thomas Phantom Thief Goofus Riker.
Holy shit. We also got an email I wanted to touch on from Tom, maybe Tom Paris, I don't
MySpace
know,
Tom?
who says, Dearest Trek Boys,
Hello.
long time, first time from the UK here. Hopefully
Oh.
not the only one.
Shit.
Voyager obviously has a bad reputation, and while I agree that it missed a number of opportunities, on the whole I think it does okay. I agree with earlier comments that it should have contained further conflict within the ship, but this needn't be hostile and more focused on survival, etc. He goes on to talk about like how he felt something when watching Voyager, but did not when watching Discovery,
Okay, yeah.
which I can agree with.
That's great. Yeah.
He is the one I mentioned in the other podcast, I think, when somebody said they wanted to stick up for the underdog.
Right.
Voyager's only the underdog on this show. Like, Voyager's apparently kind of like the darling of Star Trek right now.
yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Like, I don't like Voyager. Like, I
don't
know Voyager has
understand.
some diamonds in the rough, and, like, some of the characters are really interesting, but nothing interesting's ever done with them, in my opinion.
Yeah, they have to bring in a cousin Oliver. That's never good.
They already brought in a cousin Oliver. His name was Neelix. He's from the fucking first episode.
They brought in a cousin Oliver with giant tits too.
Yeah.
That's really where, like, that's what I meant. Like,
Yeah, I get
don't
you.
know, man.
I was
just
earlier
think
today calling Neelix cousin Oliver, but they put him in the first episodes.
him in the first episodes is interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
he completely switches personalities in episode 3, though. Like, he becomes, like, a huge, fucking annoying
gimp.
piece of shit.
he's just a gimp. Like, after episode 3, he's just like a gimp, and you're like, dude, what happened to the guy who was kind of like cunning? Like, not cunning.
He
but
was
like
he
kind
was
of like
roguish in the first episode.
yeah.
But, like, the thing that I remember most about his character when I'm thinking about him now is how, like, creepily possessive of Kess he is.
Yeah, he gets real weird.
And also, Kess is, like, 3 years old.
Yeah, that whole thing.
He's like a big creepy weirdo.
I don't know. I just don't. I can't. There's some episodes where you're just like, what?
Yeah.
They find Amelia Earhart, for fuck's sake.
Hey, the TOS crew meets Abraham Lincoln.
I get that, like, the similarities are there.
But it
Amelia
was in the
Earhart.
1960s. Like, you're
Right.
supposed to get better.
Amelia Earhart is like a female pilot who gets lost. Captain Janeway is a female captain who gets lost. I get it. We got it.
I get it. Anyway, a pitch it or ditch it.
Oh,
We never see the mundane jobs aboard. Who has to clean up all the bits of rock that seem to be inside all the computers and walls when they explode?
We already talked about this, I think.
Yeah, we talked about how the ship is self-cleaning.
It just cleans itself. The ship shifts itself. It shifts itself.
But his pitch is to follow the daily ups and downs of a group of junior staff and a classic conjoining story arc where we get to see a glimpse behind the curtain and flesh out some hidden depths of the main cast, such as seeing Wesley's porno stash.
Did we read this already?
Did we?
I feel like we did. I think we read this one already.
I don't remember the first part, though.
I remember the porno stash part.
Well, I'm sorry if we read that before. He does have another question, though, which is, are you lot coming to the UK? Is that like an official thing? Josh is going. I'm not going.
I will be in the UK.
You want to tell him? Tell him about when and where?
July 20th, I think. It's for CoxCon, which is Jesse Cox's convention in Birmingham, I think. No, Leeds. I don't know.
I'm not going because I wasn't invited, Josh.
I will land and I'll be so drugged up that I'm going to be like, driver, take me to the convention. I don't know. They're just going to drive me around. I have no idea. So that's where I'll be with everybody. Everybody will be there. Anyone who's anyone will be there, Jeff.
Well, that's why I'm not going. Our last email of the night is from the old standby, Steve Nemzik.
Oh, yeah.
Who says, hey guys, so do you recall the episode of Enterprise where Daniels showed Captain Archer the Enterprise J?
Yes.
I was excited but kind of disappointed to see the twin nacelle saucer design lineage continued hundreds of years into the future.
Yes.
I do love that classic design, but I would like to see more variations like the Defiant class or the Akira class. What's your take on this?
So you get the J in STO. It's humongous. It's fucking gigantic.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like a normal like ship, but like stretched really fucking far.
Yeah, it uses that like they're experimenting with like the TARDIS method of ships at this point, where like the inside doesn't match the outside, right? Like, so they're already doing that shit. But inside of the ship, there's like all kinds of technology. Like the Klingons at this point are in the Federation, so there's a bunch of Klingon shit in the ships. It looks a little more like, I want to say a little more like industrial inside of the ship.
It's the future. Everything's more industrial in the future.
Everything's like what do they call them? Goebbels? Not Goebbels. That's a Nazi.
It's Goebbels you're thinking of.
What are the things that you
Nazi?
What are the things you put on ships in a game that make it look like it's bigger? There's a word for it in video games. It's something like, it starts with a G. I forget what it is. Somebody will tell me. It's not Goebbels. But I just got Nazis on the brain.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. What in the world could be making us think that way?
But it's a little bit like that. I don't know. There's a bunch of ships, though, that are like everything's a little more sleek, a little more like radicalized, because it's like 2600s.
Yeah, his complaint comes in that it's still the double nacelle like saucer design like all the other Enterprises. His question is, must an Enterprise always look like the classic design?
I think that they would do it just aesthetically, honestly. Like
it's like a lineage, right? Like they pride themselves on the Enterprise line more than anything else in the Federation. So I think even if everything becomes Akira or Defiant style, they'll still keep the Enterprise with the saucer section.
Yeah, I think also like the design works, and you're not just gonna get rid of a design concept if you're just gonna constantly be improving it. So, and also by then you have to assume that like any ship design is not restricted to like functionality, right? Like you could make a ship like the Daniels future ships, which are just little pods, which are like giant ships inside. Like it doesn't matter at that point, you know.
You can do whatever the fuck you want at that point. So there's an aesthetic value to the lineage of the Enterprise that I think they're not going to give up.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they would. It's gigantic though. In the game though, like when you see one, you're like, oh my fucking god! Like it like covers the whole like screen. And
I haven't
Jesus
seen one yet.
fuck. They're huge.
He continues, am I asking to be disappointed by wanting a different shape? Like when you ask for a salad, but you really wanted the soup? Is Jeff's face under his beard as soft as my baby's butt?
I don't know how soft your baby's butt is.
I don't know either, but I'm going to say yes.
That's probably softer.
I don't know what's under my beard anymore. I might not even have skin for all I know.
I'm just a jaw, like a Draugr from Skyrim. I don't have skin.
Do I get something special for being your very first Patreon supporter? Hugs are nice.
Mouth hugs.
Whoa! I'll tell you what, you get our undying gratitude.
A mouth hug.
From Josh.
Yeah, I brushed my teeth today, so you're the lucky one.
I brushed my teeth this year, so
I
it's
brushed
gonna
my
be
teeth
good.
this month.
Much love, brothers. Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for the email.
I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like the Enterprise like J was a thing that happened, and like now like I feel like they're like we're kind of stuck with it, right? Like.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Enterprise with the 3 nacelles. Like, now that's a thing, right? But, like, it's not really, right? Like...
The Enterprise J is, like... I don't like it. I don't know.
No, it looks super, like... It looks like they took, like, a 1950s, like, Thunderbird and, like...
Oh, yeah.
Made it the Enterprise. Like, which,
it
like,
looks,
kind of is neat, but...
It looks like a cartoon slug. It looks like a cartoon slug, where the nacelles are its eyes.
Oh, I get you.
And
yeah,
it's got like
a
slug antenna,
around.
and it's got like a big slug body.
Well, like the nacelles like aren't really even like attached to the pylons. Like it's weird how it looks. Like
it looks like a pizza pie.
They call it the pizza cutter. That's what
it is a pizza cutter.
That's what they call it.
It's a
and they
pizza.
call the Lucari ship the Dorito because it's a triangle.
Pizza pie. It's like a billion bajillion miles long or whatever, and it looks dumb as fuck. But that's what we got.
Yeah, well.
I know there's some people who will like straight up argue you that the Enterprise J is like the coolest looking one, and that's like, I don't know, you got something wrong with your head.
People like it. I don't really care about it. Like, I don't know. Like to me, it's just like a thing. Like whatever. Like.
You got head problems, son.
We're not gonna see it. It's never gonna be shown again. You know, like that's not a thing. It's just a thing they showed once.
You got other ships between the E and the J anyway, so.
Yeah, the F people hated the F. I think
Did they show the F?
The Jeff?
The Jeff?
The Enterprise Jeff. Wait, what is it? H-I-J. Wait, E-F.
Oh, they do have an F. It's like an Excelsior class, but like new.
That's like the STO like baby. Like they made the F. I think it's cool looking.
I like it actually. Yeah. Although it does look a lot like a cross between the Voyager and the Captain's yacht.
It's huge. It's really big.
I don't doubt that, but I mean like design-wise.
Yeah, I always think it's more Excelsior-y, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's very Excelsior-like, and that's my favorite ship.
Yeah, Excelsior's a pretty ship. I do like the Excelsior.
I love its neck. I love its. It has like a fucking like sweater neck.
It's like a beautiful. It's like looking at a very nice car. You're like,
yeah.
I like that.
The Excelsior is like a hot rod because it's all low, right?
It's low. Yeah, I always think of it like a Cadillac.
That's
it's like
true.
The Cadillac.
I could see it being a caddy too.
It's like real boaty. It's like
the
a real
great
boat.
experiment. The Excelsior.
The great experiment. Sarcastic. Sarcastically, I love it.
That's all our emails.
Yeah.
If you'd like your email read on the air, you can send it to mclassemail@gmail.com, singular, and we will respond to it. If you're not sure about the email address, you think you may be getting it wrong, you can head over to mclasspodcast.wordpress.com, and there's a link for emailing us.
Yeah, fucking do it.
And if you send us in your email, I might edit it. I want you to know that ahead of time. I might edit it for time. I read everything you guys send to us, so if you send us a War and Peace, I read it. Don't worry.
A War and Peace. I don't know who this War and Peace guy is, but
What a fucker.
this guy needs to stop writing long books. That's probably a joke from something.
It's the book War and Peace, written by War and Peace.
Was that Dostoevsky? No. Who wrote War and Peace?
I don't remember, actually. Fuck.
War and Peace. I'm looking it up.
Sure. We'll find out together.
Russian. Yeah, it's in Russian. So Tolstoy.
Tolstoy. Fuck
sort of
Tolstoy.
correct.
Yeah. I knew it. It was on the tip of my brain, except it wasn't.
One of those Russian fucks.
Fuck you, Russia. Unless you listen to M-Class Podcast, in which
Unless
case...
you're a patron.
which you
Just
can...
so you know, though, we don't take Bitcoin.
No, we don't take rubles or whatever you're using. Actually, we probably do. But if you'd like to become a patron and receive this podcast an entire week early, then you can head on over to patreon.com/mclasspodcast.
Yeah.
You can get some Patreon exclusive podcasts in a deal as well, and you'll be helping us out if you feel like it. But thank you for listening either way.
Thank you so much. This was good.
This was not a bad one this time for once, so...
This one was okay, I guess.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in 1 week for more M-Class.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.